Welcome to Fan for Racing Radio. I'm Fan for Racing Sharon, and joining me today is Jay Hughesman, and we are here for the Daytona preview for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Season is winding down, Jay. 3 races to go, and 4 spots are still open.
Yeah, for the Xfinity, it is Daytona, and it is a big race, but it is not their final race. That'll be for the Cup Series. Certainly going to be exciting, though. There's 39 drivers and teams on the entry list for the Wawa 250 powered by Coca-Cola, which means one car will miss the race. In the number 5, Cesar Beccarella, and then the number 07 will be Patrick Emmerling. Justin Haley in the number 11 for College Racing. The number 14 will be Garrett Smithley. Eric Almirola in that Joe Gibbs number 19. Number 32, another one, Rajah Caruth. I'd love to see him getting his feet wet in the Xfinity Series. The number 35, Mason Maggio. Josh Williams will be in that number 45. The number 53 will be Joey Gase. Leland Honeyman in the number 70. Logan Bearden in the number 74. Josh Bilicki in the 91. And I don't know how long she's been out. I know she had a child. The number 92 will be Natalie Decker.
It sounds like it's going to be an interesting race. Those 4 spots that are still open, everybody's going to be really going after it. Daytona is one of those tracks, Jay, that anybody can win. So I think it could get a little bit dicey this weekend.
It is. I mean, there are some favorites that we know, and you'd have to put Junior Motorsports as well as Austin Hill in at number 33 for Richard Childress Racing at the top. But it is also one of those of a wild card. We could see anybody. If you are in it, you could win it.
That wild card race is going to be on Friday night this week, and that is the Wawa 250 powered by Coca-Cola at Daytona International Speedway. That is a 2.5-mile asphalt oval, and the date again is Friday, August the 22nd at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, there will be pre-race coverage on the home network for the Xfinity Series, and that's the CW. You can catch that pre-race coverage starting at 7 p.m. And radio coverage is on MRN and SiriusXM NASCAR Channel 90. They will race a distance of 250 miles over 100 laps. First 2 stages are 30 laps each, with stage 1 ending on lap 30. Stage 2 will end on lap 60, and then the final stage will be 40 laps, ending on lap 100. Now, where are you going to watch this weekend? Well, the Kennametal Pole qualifying for the Xfinity Series will be on the CW app at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday. And they will have the Busch Light Pole qualifying for the Cup Series right after that on the TrueNet TV. Then the race, as we mentioned earlier, on CW at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So a lot to talk about here for the Xfinity Series as their season is winding down. And this is one of those races where everybody feels they've got a chance to win.
It is. So what are we watching? We found out where we're watching it. It's the 68th running of a NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Daytona International Speedway.
And the Xfinity Series is run at Daytona every year since their inaugural race back in 1982.
Now, they have run 2 races there at Daytona every year, going back as far as 2002.
And Connor Zilisch won his series-leading 6th race of the season out at Watkins Glen. But then he broke his collarbone in the fall at Victory Lane following that victory. And boy, that was a scary fall. I'm so happy that he came out of that as well as he did with just the collarbone break.
And that is still a fluid situation, but he is scheduled to start this weekend. The last I heard, to the best of my knowledge, like I said, that's who's on the entry list and scheduled to start. But owner Justin Marks did talk about that, and I know he's driving a Junior Motorsports car in the Xfinity Series.
I'm guessing they might have a backup for him in case he...
It is, yeah, that's right. He said it was still kind of a day-to-day, but they are planning on at least again, Daytona's one. You can start the race early caution, maybe swap out a driver. We'll have to wait and see. But just to tell you how dominant he had been, Connor Zilisch had won 4 of the last 5 races this season.
And he's got 11 straight top 5 since returning back from a back injury. And that is the longest top 5 finish streak of the season. Zilisch is the youngest driver with more than 5 straight top 5 finishes. He's been incredible this year.
Now, originally we were talking about 2 drivers for the regular season championship. You got to add a third, as Sam Maris finished top 2 in the last 3 races.
Yes, he's making a statement. And Connor Zilisch, Justin Allgaier, Sam Mayer are separated now by just 24 points in the regular season standings, with Zilisch leading the standings by 7. So we've got a big 3 here in the Xfinity Series.
There you go, back to that. And they're speaking of 3s, we got 3 races left in the regular season. Daytona, which will be this weekend, then Portland for a road course, and then right dead center in the Midwest at Gateway.
And why are tensions getting high? Because there's only 4 playoff spots that remain open. And only those 3 races left to fill those spots.
And speaking of that, the cut line, barring anybody from below the line winning, you got Harrison Burton. He's gained 13 points to the playoff cut line after a 10th place finish at Watkins Glen, and he now sits up 30, plus 30. It's an okay cushion, but not secure.
And let's talk about the other Burton in the Xfinity Series, and that's Jeb Burton, Harrison's cousin. He lost 11 points to the playoff cut line at Watkins Glen, so he's 30 points below the cut line now. And I know Jeb really wants to make a statement as well. He's going to be giving it everything he's got.
And a super speedway, Daytona is a good place for him. I know Talladega, I think, kind of favors him a little bit better, but this 30 points we're talking about, the 30 points of separation between the last driver in the playoffs on points and the first one out, that is the largest gap of this season. It has been tight at that cut line all year long.
It has indeed. Now, Carson Cavapel is the highest in the standings without a win.
Now, he drives for Junior Motorsports, and that organization has had at least one car finish top 5 in a record 25 straight races. They have been absolutely dominant.
That's what I would say is wowie kazowie. Okay, now Junior Motorsports won 13 races this season with a series record 6 different drivers. All 6 drivers won in the last 14 races. That is, again, they've had an incredible season as well.
And even to expound on that a little bit more, they've won 8 of the last 10 races this season with 4 different drivers.
Now, Daytona is the 5th of 6 drafting track races this season. So 1 more to go after this. And
I mentioned one of your favorites has to be Austin Hill. He is the all-time drafting track leader with 9 wins, 754 laps led, and 14 stage wins.
Austin Hill won 9 of the last 21 drafting track races. I know he's been really good on these drafting tracks. So we'll see what he does this weekend.
And at least to start the race, the one that's been giving him competition is Jesse Love. He's won the pole in 6 of the last 10 drafting style tracks.
And 9 active drivers won on drafting tracks. You've got Austin Hill with 9 wins. Justin Haley has 4. Eric Almirola has 2. Jeb Burton, I think that's 2. It says 20, but I think that's 2. Jesse Love, 2. Justin Allgaier, Jeremy Clements, Nick Sanchez, and Sammy Smith all have 1.
Now, Austin Hill drives for Richard Childress Racing, and they've won 3 of the 4 drafting tracks this season.
Also, RCR won 11 of 21 drafting tracks since Austin Hill joined the team full-time in 2022.
And when we were talking about poles and Jesse Love, that is for RCR as well. They've won the pole in 12 of the last 19 drafting style tracks.
And since 2021, 13 of 25 drafting track races went into overtime. That's surprising.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's kind of almost a given if you think about it. because that one lap of 2.5 miles, so much time to have something happen where you got to do a restart. The last 26 drafting track races featured double-digit lead changes. That's another excitement element of these style track.
Okay, and 5 of the last 9 Daytona races featured double-digit leaders.
All right, we got 9 drivers have earned their first Xfinity Series win at Daytona.
Okay, and Richard Childress Racing won 4 of the last 7 Daytona races, but all 4 wins came in February. The last time they won the Daytona Summer Race was in 2015 with Austin Dillon.
That's interesting. Now, since 2005, 22 of 40 Daytona races have gone into overtime. That's over half.
The last 9 Daytona races featured 16 or more lead changes.
And we're talking about junior motorsports. They're a big part of this. Chevrolet has won 14 of the last 16 Daytona races.
And this weekend, Justin Haley's going back home. He's going to be in that number 11 Colleague Racing. All 4 of Haley's Xfinity Series wins have come on drafting tracks while driving Colleague's number 11, including 2 at Daytona. Ooh, that could make him one to watch this weekend.
Certainly will. And again, we'll have to see if Connor Zilisch can get the start. But right now, he leads the series with 6 wins, 12 top 5s, a 9.5 average finish, and 5 poles for the year.
And I know what they're looking for in that number 11 Colleague car is the owner's points.
Oh, yeah, they're still in contention for that.
All right, now Justin Allgaier leads the series with 689 laps led this season.
But it's Jesse Love that leads the series with 15 top 10s on the year.
And let's switch back to Justin Allgaier. He's got 28 career wins and is 9th on the all-time wins list, only 1 away from tying Matt Kenseth. And something tells me he's going to get that and maybe a little bit more before this season's over.
Even if we look at just top 10s, Allgaier is only 4 top 10s away from becoming the first driver ever to reach 300 Xfinity Series top 10s.
And Jeremy Clements will make his 521st career Xfinity Series start at Daytona, breaking a tie with Jason Keller. Wow, I haven't heard that name in a while. For 3rd all time.
I was just thinking that too, hearing Jason Keller's name. Now, we talked about Chevrolet's dominance. We're going to hit on that a little bit here, as they've led 2,802 of the 3,659 laps led this season. That's 77%.
Okay, now Chevrolet won 20 of 23 races, the most all time by a manufacturer through 23 races in career history. Another statement of just how strong that organization has been. History breaking.
Now, part of that is dominance on their part. The other is maybe a little bit of lacking. The Toyota is actually winless in the last 15 races. That's their longest winless streak since the first Xfinity Series win back in 2007. So when you got 1 up and 1 down, that helps to extend that gap. But
okay, now Richard Childress Racing and Junior Motorsports are tied at 101 career wins and ranked 3rd most in series history. Both teams have reached 100 this season.
Now, 5 different crew chiefs have gotten their first Xfinity Series win here in 2025. Chad Haney did it at Atlanta, Sam McCauley at Darlington, Adam Wall at Bristol. It was Corey Shea at Mexico City, and then the great Dale Earnhardt Jr. at Pocono as a fill-in.
And there hasn't been an overtime finish in the last 10 races, the longest streak without an overtime since August to October of 2020. All right, 5 races this year have ended with a last lap pass. We love those last lap passes.
And that's a very common thing at Daytona, as that statistic shows. Now, following Watkins Glen, again, we got 3 races remaining for Daytona. The following 8 drivers are already clinched into the postseason, which includes 12 drivers. It's a 12-driver field. The drivers that have clinched, the 8, are Connor Zilisch, Justin Allgaier, Sam Mayer, Jesse Love, Austin Hill, Brandon Jones, Sammy Smith, and Nick Sanchez. Now, drivers that could clinch on their win alone would be, and I did look this up, Carson Cavappo is a rookie this year, doesn't have a win yet, nor does Sheldon Creed. He's still looking for his first career win. Taylor Gray, Harrison Burton, Jeb Burton, Ryan Sieg, Christian Eckes, Dean Thompson, Daniel Dye, Brennan Poole, Jeremy Clements, William Sawalich, Anthony Alfredo, Matt DiBenedetto, Parker Retzlaff, Kyle Sieg, Blaine Perkins, or Ryan Ellis. And those are all drivers that are made all the starts and running full time in the Xfinity Series. And again, Daytona, any one of those could do it.
They could do it. You could have somebody well below the cut line come up with that victory. Okay, so are we looking at points?
All right, talked about it. Connor Zilisch leading by 7 points over Justin Allgaier. Sam Mayer only 24 back, still in contention. Then you got Jesse Love is at minus 92, but the win locks him in. Austin Hill at minus 133 does have 3 wins, but again, he will get no playoff points. He will start at the very bottom of points as far as the reseeding. Then mentioned Carson Kvapil in 6th place, doesn't have a win, but the most consistent as far as that without. Then you got Brandon Jones, Sheldon Creed, rookie Taylor Gray, Sammy Smith, Harrison Burton, and Nick Sanchez. And again, the cut line is between the Burtons and Harrison 11th because Nick Sanchez is guaranteed in with that victory. So, yeah, Harrison Burton at 11th is the cut line at 578. 30 points back is Jeb Burton at 548. Just another 8 behind him is Ryan Sieg. Then you got a little bit of a gap. Christian Eckes, Dean Thompson, Daniel Dye. That's that rookie pack we've talked about all year. There with 3 races to go, not mathematically a have to win, but realistically they're looking at that.
All right. And boy, that's going to be really all in the family, right?
Right. There you go. The battle at the cut line is in the family.
Okay. So definitely looking forward to seeing what happens. Not their season finale yet. That's yet to come. Their season finale will be happening later on. And I believe it's at Gateway.
You know, I was just thinking about that and I was trying to remember from last year if it was the same, but this year for sure it's going to be at Gateway. So that'll be interesting, especially coming off of a road course. Again, we don't know what kind of condition Connor Zilisch is going to be in when it comes to racing at Portland. So that might open the door if he's not willing to push real hard or tender. Might open the door for somebody else to get a road course win.
They'll be at Portland next week. So Daytona this week, then it's Portland, and then the Worldwide Technology Raceway. September the 6th will be their regular season finale.
Yeah, I say even if Connor Zilisch does start at Daytona and Portland, we know he's dominated on the road courses along with SVG. But like I said, to keep getting healthier, I'm not saying he wouldn't give it his all, but maybe not 100%, but only say 95. We'll have to see how that plays out. I'm with you, Sharon. I'm just happy to see that. I know it sounds odd to say, but just a broken collarbone because it could have been a lot worse there.
Anything more you want to mention before we move on?
No, I think we pretty much hit on it. I know we'll get next week, get a little more in depth because we'll talk about 2 races to go of who is in that must-win situation. With 2 races to go, that'll be a lot clearer. And I don't think we'll see as the odds of it being as big a surprise as what we could see at Daytona from a new winner aren't as great at road course of Portland or at Worldwide Technology.
All right. So do watch for more coming here at Fan for Racing Radio. We'll have all 3 previews coming out between Thursday and Friday. So watch for those. So that's the Cup Series and Xfinity Series at Daytona, as well as the ARCA Menard Series racing up at Madison Speedway up in Wisconsin. So a lot to look forward to there. And do watch for more because we're going to have the fantasy report coming out on Friday to help you with your fantasy picks for the Cup Series at Daytona International Speedway. And then on the other side of the weekend, we'll be back here to do the previews. So keep an eye out for our reviews. And then Hot Topic Sound Off will be Monday night at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, where we'll talk about all the hottest topics in the world of racing. And Chris is coming back.
That's right. And I'm sure he'll have some opinions on the hot topics because I know we already got a few to talk about. Schedule having come out, so that's been released. Major hot topics with that one alone, if you will.
So we can't leave without saying thank you, everybody, for tuning in to watch. We appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll look forward to seeing you in our next video. Okay, so take care, everybody. Anything you want to say, Jay?
Yeah, well, this one covered the Xfinity Series. We were talking about next week's schedule. Next year, it'll be O'Reilly Auto Parts.
And we'll be talking about that. So take care, everybody.